start our work, and I invite Colonel Viktoria Kushnir, officer from the Ministry of Defense, to the microphone. Good morning, dear journalists. Happy to see you at our briefing on the framework of the Armed Forces reforming the training center Center number 169 has opened special training course for medical instructors for the troops. The training will be carried out within 6 months, and based on the NATO standards. The major attention is devoted to the tactical medicine. The trainees will be trained to deliver first aid in combat conditions, and currently there are 78 trainees. Many of them have the experience of the anti-terrorist operations. The future sanitary instructors are trained by doctors of the Military Medical Academy. The major attention is given to practice, and there is special equipment and special conditions created in the training center which imitate and simulate the combat conditions in the East. The Ministry of Defense continues public procurement of the materials, foodstuff, medical equipment, and fuel and oils and petrol for the military forces of Ukraine in the electronic platform Prozoro. The Defense Ministry has already signed 40 contracts with the suppliers amounting to 195 million hryvnia. Due to the competitive environment at this procurement, the ministry managed to save 17 million hryvnia. Currently, the ministry has announced 18 more electronic tenders amounting to 20 million hryvnia. Thus, the total target index for the saved public money for 58 electronic tenders amounts to 37.5 million hryvnia, which equals to 13.5%. Also, there are some 98 electronic tenders at the stage of qualification, and the total amount of money to be awarded will be 402.8 million hryvnia. Some more 61 electronic tender with the planned amount of money 507 million are currently opened, and there are average 5 participants willing to participate in the competition of each tender. This week, in line with the contracts for supplies, the military forces of Ukraine has received 30,000 summer camouflage uniforms, 15,000 pairs of boots, 4,000 field camouflage caps, 1,000 special suits protecting from water, 5,000 bulletproof vests, 1,500 special suits for the specialists, and 10,000 warm vests. the military forces of Ukraine continue to receive voluntary support, voluntary money support from the population. Thus, the voluntary fundraising action has collected more than 6 million hryvnia this year. And due to special calls to 565 mobile number, some more than 1 million hryvnia were gathered, and the government continues paying special money awards to those Ukrainian servicemen who participate in anti-terrorist operation. Thus, 3,355,000 hryvnia were paid to Ukrainian servicemen for successful combat operations, and 767,000 hryvnia for the eliminated military machinery of the enemies. The families of the killed servicemen have received 986 million hryvnia of material aid. The awards find the heroes. The President of Ukraine and Chief Commander Petro Poroshenko has issued the order awarding 13 Ukrainian servicemen from reconnaissance units for carrying out special operations. During the last week, the Ministry of Defense has awarded 809 confirmations to the ATO participants about their status. And now about the information about supply problems existent in separate motor brigade number 54 in the military forces of Ukraine, which was presented by one TV channel. The facts shown in the TV story was taken seriously by the Ministry of Defense, and the official investigation was launched. It will be chaired by the head of the rear supplies of the ATO sector, and will be finished by September 12 this year. Currently, the situation in this unit is under personal control of the Minister of Defense of Ukraine. The petrol and diesel fuel are supplied to the units of motor brigade, of 54th Motor Brigade. At the same time, special voluntary group Sarmat, jointly with the ministry officers, is carrying out the quality checks of foodstuff and other supplies. The military leadership has decided to establish a special position of the deputy battalion commander on the supplies. Also, I would like to remind you the numbers of hotline of the Ministry of Defense unit responsible for supplies: 800-507-309. And now information about the victories of military sportsmen. This week, Jean Belenuk has won a victory in the Greek-Roman fighting competition in the weight up to 85 kilos in Las Vegas. He has got the golden medal. Also, he has won 5 victories. Besides that, Ukrainian military sportsmen participated in 4 more international competitions and had received 3 golden, 3 silver, and 1 bronze medal. Sportsmen from the Central Sports Club of the Military Forces of Ukraine, Stanislav Chorny, participated in the Avia model sports competitions in Bulgaria, and in the final of that competition he won over 3-time champion, European champion from Russian Federation. Next week, our sportsmen will participate in the competitions in the USA, in France, and in Lviv. And now the word goes to Lieutenant Anatoly Stelmach about dynamics of hostilities in ATO zone for the last 3 days. Dear friends, during September 8th through 10th, in the ATO zone, the activities of band formations was minimal. The enemies shoot at our positions in chaotic way, trying to involve Ukrainian units in more active fight. And thus, on September 8th at 1:40 up to 2:10 hour, the subversive and recon group of the militants, amounting to 10 people armed with small arms and supported by snipers, tried to bypass our positions. In result of the professional actions of our servicemen, the enemies retreated. In near Artemivsk, around 7 p.m. Our checkpoint near Lugansk was shelled from small arms. Around 8:30 at night, in Lugansk region, the militants used grenade launchers to shell our positions near Счастье village. Besides that, between 9 and 11 p.m., the enemy shelled our positions to the south from Avdiivka. They used armored vehicles, grenade launchers, big caliber machine guns, and small arms. The shelling was from Spartak side. On September 9th, near Lugansk, they shelled our positions close to Счастье village from grenade launcher and small arms. Then later that day, near Novomarivka, close to Donetsk, from Novomarivka close to Donetsk, the militants shelled our positions from grenade launch. Late night, the same day, they shelled our positions not far from Avdiivka from small arms. For the first time during the last several months, yesterday, the 10th of September, was absolutely quiet. The enemies did not violate the ceasefire and the calm regime, and did not use arms. In general, between September 8th and 10th, the band formations shelled our positions 7 times. Today also did not bring no bad surprises. Between the midnight and 6 a.m. today,